All right, and we're live, guys. Welcome to the Untapped Podcast, episode 3. And today we're going to be talking about how different is our generation from the previous. And we're going to talk about it right after this. All right. So, what's going on, man? Welcome back.
Not
New
much,
day,
bud, not much.
Monday. What you been up to, man?
This week, not much. Actually, honestly, just been busy with work and kids.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, same freaking work. Too much work. Well, I guess it could never be too much work. But yeah, super busy this week and the next week too, man. Oh my god, I'm gonna be busy all the way up to Monday, which is why we're gonna be doing the next podcast on Tuesday. Time travel, you already know. But yeah, today, man, we're gonna be going over our generation and how it compares to the previous generations and pretty much what has changed, and how does it look, moving forward and stuff like that. So I have like a little slideshow that we're gonna be looking at in the back end. Kind of give you guys some numbers and the generations, what the generations are called. And we're going to dive into the discussion here. I'm just getting my screen up with the comments and stuff like that. And yeah, if you guys are in the audience, feel free to chime in, leave comments. We'll have a conversation together. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that little bell. You'll get notified about like 30 minutes before we go live on every podcast that we do every week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so we're ready to dive into this, man, and really see what's going on and what's changed.
Definitely, it's called. I mean, I think a lot has changed, and I think things are going to constantly change. And I'm excited to dive into what exactly has changed, not just for, you know, we're not here. Obviously, this topic is, it's broad. It's not just us talking about, technology. It's not just about parenting and that kind of stuff. It'd be interesting to see exactly like how much of the things that like we might not think about, like how our society, how our generations have affected us, not just physically, not just mentally, but physically also, in the sense of um that, because I feel like obviously we're getting to that stage where a lot of kids these days don't want to go outside.
Yeah. Yep.
So on top of that, if they're not going outside, they're not getting that physical exercise. A lot of kids these days are wanting to just, sit inside, play video games all day long.
And yeah, man.
In a physical standpoint, obviously that can cause health problems down the road. That can cause obesity and stuff like that. So there's definitely some issues with that. But on top of, but it's called the counter to that is, what's it called? A lot more kids are getting smarter than even us these days, because the technology is today's generation.
Yep. So that's exactly what we're going to be diving into here, and we're going to take it from the top. Pretty much go over the generations, the years that correlate with that, the ages leading all the way up until our current generation here. So pretty much the first generation, which was they were born between 1901 and 1927, is called, which is pretty funny, the greatest generation. That's actually pretty funny. And the age range for that is between 94 and 120 years old, I believe, today. So that is super interesting. And then moving forward from there, we have the silent generation, born between 1928 and 1945. The age range for that is 76 to 93 years old. So they're still old, silent generation. And then moving forward to the baby boomers, which Soul, prior to us going live, got me confused and shit and said I was a boomer. And I was like, wait, what? I ain't that old. But you have baby boomers here. Baby boomers here, born 1946 to 1964. And the current age range is 57 to 75 years old. Yeah, still old. And we're going to take it a step further here and get into Generation X. Reminds me of WWE. Born 1965 to 1980s. The age range for that is 41 to 56 years old. Okay, there you go with the X. And then after that, we have what we are known as millennials. So the millennials are born between 1981 and 1996. I'm 88. What are you, Ussel?
94.
94. Okay, so we fall under that category here. The age range for that is between 25 to 40 years old. Okay. And hopping into the best generation of them all, right? Gen Z. Gen Z, born 1997 to 2012. The age range for that is 9 through 24 years old. And there's been a lot of talk about Gen Z. You know, we'll jump into that, of course. To take it one more step further, which is the generation that we're going to be getting into, you know, Generation Alpha, born 2013 to 2024. Obviously, we're almost at 2024. And the age for that, obviously, is about 8 years old. The range, less than that, you know, 6 to 8, whatever. And then I think we just one fight. Do they go past that? Let's see. Okay, they don't. All right. So starting off with that. So what's your thoughts on that? The gens. I like the names. I wish we were the greatest generation, but that's like, yeah, way back then.
Yeah. I mean, the names are interesting. I mean, it's very interesting because obviously, you know, we had Gen Zs and now we're going back, you know, to a new name, Alphas. So it's interesting to see that name change from, you know, the letters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because obviously millennials are also considered Gen Y.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting. I'm more curious. Like, I mean, I would assume it's the census who decides, like, hey, you know what? We're gonna name these this generation, what, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I think they have like their year range, and it's just a certain amount of years to where then it flips over to a new generation or whatnot. So yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. So starting off with the greatest generation, you know, they start talking about characteristics and stuff like that. Which for the greatest generation they have listed as disciplined, determined, and resilient. So obviously, you know, that's way different compared to how it is today, and we're going to get into that. I'm sure, you know, very disciplined people, determined. You know, just the differences. You know, you can only imagine how it was back then compared to how it is today. But that's pretty much the characteristics that they listed here for this very first generation. And then, of course, so if you want to, you know, touch in on any of these characteristics for any of these generations, you can just chime in. I'm just going to be reading them off, and anything that sticks out, we'll kind of just, you know, go off of that. The silent generation, which is obviously after the greatest. Traditional, patient, and responsible. Yeah, I could see that for back then. I think the majority of the generations back then kind of had similar, you know, characteristics that fall in line with one another. I think it's just when it just comes to like the most recent 2 or 3 generations, I think that's when everything just started to freaking change like crazy. All right. So the talk really, when people talk about generations, they usually go back to like the boomers. They don't really go back to the greatest generation or the silent. It's always starts from like, from my experience, at least when I talk to people or they like to make fun of certain generations, they usually go back from the boomers, and they like to compare boomers to millennials a lot. And then millennials like to compare millennials to Gen Z. You know, it's usually what people would talk about. So for the baby boomers here, I thought it would be pretty cool. I don't know if I can bring this up, but it's okay. Maybe visual would have been cool. But anyways, baby boomers characteristics: competitive, confident, and sociable. So what do you think on the baby boomers? And the baby boomers was, if we go back here, 1946 to 1964. So the boomers are around 57 to 75 years old. So what do you think about the boomers, man? What did they teach us? Let me bring
I
this back here.
mean,
Competitive, confident, and sociable. That's supposedly the characteristics on that.
competitive,
Yeah,
social.
competitive, confident, sociable. I mean, I
Okay.
wasn't alive
I
back
mean,
then. I mean, compared
I can.
like our parents or grandparents.
Yeah, I think sociable. I don't necessarily. I mean, I guess I agree with that in a sense. I mean, because obviously, as growing up as kids, your grandparents, parents always telling you, hey, make sure you communicate with all your guests and stuff like that. Where
Yeah,
like now, I think obviously the later in the generations are a little bit more socially awkward and a little bit more like I don't want, I don't feel like really like talking to people. So I can see sociable, competitive again. I don't know. I guess when I think of competitive generation, I don't think boomers.
okay, okay. That's true. That's true. Let's
I
see
mean,
here. Uh-huh.
I think when I think competitive, I think Gen Y millennials because obviously we're all competitive. I feel like we're all competitive. So
Yeah, yeah, to some degree, definitely. Okay, and then we can get a little bit more into the next gen here, which would be Gen X, 1965 to 1980. So Gen X, their characteristics, as we have spoke about, um, what they have here, they have independent, skeptical, and flexible. What do you think about that? Gen X, independent, skeptical, and flexible. Let's see what our thoughts
I
are
don't
going to
know.
be on Gen X. I'm just going back here too to just to see the year range. So yeah, 1965, born in 1965, all the way up until 1980s, is considered the Gen X. So they're going to be between 41 to 56 years old.
Okay,
So yeah,
my
this
parents' age.
our parents, yeah, the Gen X. So they're pretty much our parents. um, yeah, so it just goes to your upbringing, for most people as a kid, and independent, skeptical, and flexible. Yeah, I mean, I think they've potentially done a good job on raising the millennial generation, in my opinion. Obviously, everybody has their
Yeah,
own, experiences growing up with their families or whatnot. Um, I don't know. I like being a millennial. I'll put it like that. Independent. I don't know. I kind of think the independent thing is like now in this generation.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I would definitely give. I would definitely give independent. I would definitely give them to Gen X or Gen X, Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. With the whole independent thing, I think that's just more recently within the past few years. To be honest, flexible, skeptical. I'm not really sure on that generation there. But yeah, I would say maybe more independent for this generation, pretty much. Um, and that was the Gen X 1965. Okay, and now we're jumping into our time frame, man. Born 1981 to 1996. Again, I was born in 88, and the age range is between 25 to 40. So the characteristics for millennials: risk taker, ambitious, and self-centered. So yeah, I would say with the advancement of technology and jobs and just tech jobs and stuff like that, nowadays people are starting businesses and stuff like that. So the risk taking factor of this characteristic, um, I would 100% agree. Something I did personally to start a business, and obviously ambitious and self centered. What do you think about that? This is our generation right now. Well, the previous one. I know we're on Gen Z, but like our generation, risk taker. I
Yeah,
think risk taker might even, could fall into Gen Z as well as we keep going. But any thoughts on that?
I think so. I mean, I can definitely see that our generation being risk takers and it's called self centered because it's obviously, um, growing up, it's called. and especially, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily agree with it like back in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe again, maybe this is just part of us adapting to our kids' generations and like that kind of stuff
Yeah.
to where you know because obviously in the '90s, is it called? I don't remember. I mean, granted, I was only 6 years old until obviously I was born in the '90s.
Yeah.
So was it called? So I don't remember too much of like that happening really,
Mm-hmm.
like the self motivation and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I mean, again, it's called. Obviously, a lot of these wordings and a lot of these definitions can fall into any category. It all depends on the person. It all depends on
Yeah.
the household because obviously, everyone's different.
Yeah.
But I would say it's a fair description.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Risk taker, ambitious, self-centered. Yep. Yep. So yeah, I mean, any of this can be applied to anybody, possibly in any generation, to be honest. Um, I guess it's just the way they characterize it, based on maybe statistics and how people are actually operating in today's society, compared to, back in the day. So that's our generation, man. That's our generation. So yeah, we're currently in millennials, and now we're going into, alpha, man, our kids, you know. Um, let's see what they have listed here for oh, there it is. Let's see. Oh wait, no, actually it's not. It's Gen Z we're going to, right? Oh God. Yeah.
We're on Gen Z.
1997 to 2012, 9 to 24 years old. So, Gen Z. Uh let's see what they got listed here. Creative, right? Okay. Open-minded. All right. And the most talked about characteristic of them all, sensitive. Talk to me, Soul. Talk to me. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I mean, I agree with it. Obviously, I would put sensitive in the category of Gen Alpha too, because
Yeah.
having kids. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, I mean, our kids are so. I mean, Generation Alpha are still little kids, so of course, they're
Yeah,
sensitive.
about 8-ish years old. Yeah. They eventually get
Yeah,
to that stage to really see how, they operate in society. So we can't
yeah,
really judge right now, Alpha, but you're a grown ass adult right now in Gen Z, man, typically. So,
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Hmm.
I agree with Gen Z being sensitive. I mean, a lot of my employees I work with today, are in that range of that range,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can definitely see the sensitive side where for instance, I mean, granted, I mean, my background, I've worked in kitchens, I've worked in it's called for most of my career
Yeah.
so far,
Hmm.
and granted, in kitchens you can't be sensitive; they'll eat you alive in there. The chefs there.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I think in today's society, like, and it's not even the sense of just the generation of people in general. It's the ideology of
Hmm.
today's generation where you have to watch what you say. You can't be mean. You can't. What's it called? For example, I was giving a meeting. Um, this is probably back in like August last year. I'm giving a
Hmm.
meeting, and I have this employee started like kind of like talking in the background, like laughing and like, giggling and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm the type where like if I'm talking, especially during a meeting, and this is important stuff,
Yeah. It's like, shut the
shut
hell
up.
up. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much. Those are called. So I looked at her and I was like, "Do you want to talk?" And then I'll wait until you finish and then we can resume.
Oh my God.
And nothing mean, but just definitely like called her out, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?" Pretty
Yep.
much.
Yep.
So the next day, I go to work and my boss comes to me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, basically has to be down. And go like, you can't be mean to the employees. I'm like,
Oh
"What are you talking
my
about?
God.
How was I being mean?" And they're like, "Well, what's it called, you you call someone out. I'm like, yeah, I call someone out on them being disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's, people feel
And
entitled,
they're like,
man.
well, you know, exactly.
It's
And it's not just that. It's like I said, it's not just the people who are born in this generation. It's
mm-hmm,
just the generation in general is called. I have I have 5-year-old I have 5-year-old adults
mm-hmm.
who play the oh so and so's a jerk to me because they told me what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And it just goes to show you how
And
things have changed and how
yeah,
like even the older generations are sort of adapting to what's going on and just going with the lingo. Cancel culture, culture for example. It's a huge thing, bro, because of feelings. You know what I'm saying? And people can't really say what's on their mind without somebody else getting offended, which is freaking ridiculous,
oh yeah,
dude.
I mean there's a huge difference between being a Karen and
We know a lot of those.
being and just being an adult. What's it
Yep.
called? You know, you should never purposely disrespect somebody,
Yep.
but I think in the sense of where like the sensitivity of that kind of stuff, too many people are, oh, you hurt my feelings because you told me no.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just
And
amazing.
so yeah, so I think and of all the generations that we talked about, Ari, that you mentioned in the just recently,
Hmm.
what was it called? I would say as of right now, and this is going to get a lot of hates on this one. Gen Z is the worst work ethic. At least so
I
far in my
agree.
experience.
I
Again,
agree.
again I have siblings who again it doesn't mean every Gen Z person is a horrible worker. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that because I have some
Of course.
great I have some siblings who are great workers,
Hmm.
but it just goes to prove you that what's called. It also depends on the parents and all that kind of stuff, and then how
Yeah.
much does that how much does their generation affect them? Because obviously, that saying where people are like, oh, I feel like I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah, I hear that a lot actually. Yeah. I feel like I'm an old
Yeah.
soul.
So again, well, also yeah,
Old
what's
soul.
it called?
I just got that
Yeah,
myself.
yeah. What's it called?
Uh,
But it just goes to prove you that, like, obviously, again, these um, accusations of saying, so and so is a hard, us as a hard worker and stuff like that doesn't mean every single person. Doesn't mean every single person in the '90s is self-started or self-centered. It doesn't mean that every person, fits every single category that we just mentioned.
no, yeah, it's like the majority.
Um,
The majority may operate this way. Obviously, you're
yeah,
gonna have your exceptions
yeah,
to the rule where not everybody, but then at the same time, you gotta go off of what's reality and you gotta what's the majority. And if the majority of people are operating this way, you kind of have to generalize it a little bit. But obviously, not everybody's going to act, a certain way, do certain things. There are going to be some exceptions to the rule. So that's normal. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah. But it's funny because for real quick though on that topic of like work ethic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So back in Gen Boomers and Silence, uh, only about 8% of adults over from the ages 25 to 37 still at the home at their parents' house.
Mm, okay.
As of today, it has risen to 15%, which again, it doesn't sound like a lot, but like, oh,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's doubled in the in this generation.
Yeah.
So
Does it show like if it's
yeah,
worldwide or just like in the West, US population? What is it like? Does it actually
worldwide.
worldwide? Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I mean, but there's a difference. I mean, you have to look at it. I mean, as like this is 2018, so things can happen. It's
Yeah.
called, you know, I think today's society is definitely a harder to live in today's. I mean, granted, I mean, I say that, but obviously, the boomers had to deal with World War II and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
In Vietnam and Cold War and that kind of stuff. I
Hmm.
get that. So like, if anything, our struggle in today's society with finance or whatever has to do with more with America, poverty,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be lack of wage, um, higher rates and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want it also goes back down to is obviously all we know is what 25-year-old person only knows what they're taught,
Yeah.
which I think in today, which worries me because obviously, obviously this is the genre. Generation Alpha is the generation of technology of like TikTok and Gen Z
Yep.
had
Yep.
Facebook. We had MySpace.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Was it called? And so right now with the TikTok, there's I've seen there's teachers out there who are dancing in these awkward and inappropriate videos, or
Yeah.
it's that again it's social media. Is it called? What they do with their own social media is what they do with their own social media. But what worries me is like this is the adults that are teaching our kids.
Yep. Exactly. Adults that are cheap. Yeah, exactly. And just it'll
And
keep going on. Yep.
yep. And so it's called. We went to, or my son had a his kindergarten promotion last what day was it? Last Tuesday.
Okay.
And was it called? And it was interesting to watch, sitting there or standing there and watching the award ceremony,
Yeah.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
And back in at least for my understanding of back when I was a kid, you had academics, you had it was called, you had academics, and you had the attendance award.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, it was called, and basically like very broad
Mm-hmm.
or very defined what you got this award for. So during the kindergarten, I mean, again, this is a kindergarten, but
Yeah.
still. So what's it called? So we were, um, I was standing there listening to the award, and like for instance, my son got uh, the overachiever award, like
Uh-huh.
Infinity and Beyond, always going out to beyond what was expected of him. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
One kid got um was it called, the greatest artist award because she was always in class doodling. I'm like, if I was in, I mean, granted, I was that kid in school who was always doodling, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I got yelled at for doodling in
Yeah.
school.
Exactly. It just goes to show you how freaking things have changed. And real quick, Boomer, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Hey guys, how's it going? Hope I'm not too late. Nah, man, you good. We just a few minutes in, almost about 30 minutes right now. We're here talking about our obvious topic right now, how pretty much our generation has changed or compares to the previous generations, and how the future generations are going to be looking like moving forward. So we're just getting into some stories that we have, and I think right now we're talking about Gen Z, and how things have changed, man, and pretty much what's going on. But what's up, man? I hope you're having a good morning. And let us know, Boomer, if you still hear us, what generation you fall in, man, and we could talk about it and see if anything falls in line with you and in your gen. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. So keep going, man.
No, but back on the school thing, it's like, and it's saddening to think about just what our generation, our kids' generation is going through. Back in when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
elementary, middle school, even high school. What's it called? Our biggest fear was, oh, does this boy or girl like me? Does this, oh, did I do my homework? Oh, am I gonna get detention? Your biggest fear was detention.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
no,
In
no,
school
actually, no, that's a lie.
suspension.
That's a lie. Your biggest
ISS for me.
your biggest fear was your biggest fear was Fs.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm guilty of that, man.
Yep.
I've gotten
And
some pretty bad grades, especially in high school. I went to public high school, and it was bad.
so again, it's called our biggest fear was Fs, failures. Nowadays, our kids, what's it called? Even Gen Z, even some of Gen Z's,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called? Their biggest fear is F's as well, but instead of failure, their F stands for firearms.
Oh Jesus.
And I've seen so many comments in the last. I mean, because obviously the whole Texas shooting happened,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
obviously it's fresh on everyone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
But in the last 5 years or last 6 years since I've been a parent, I've seen so many comments
Mm-hmm.
of I don't want my kids going to school. I'd rather homeschool my kids because of how bad
Because what's going on,
things
man?
are
And
getting right
that's
now.
yeah, man. And it's insane that Texas shooting is so sad. I can't even watch more than like 3 seconds of any of those videos. It's terrifying, especially if you got kids that are going to school, like yours and like mine. You don't know, man. And I see a lot of recent videos on TikTok now where veterans are, you know, spending their time to guard these schools. They'll wait outside. And I saw one video yesterday. There was a vet with his vest on, armed, doing it for free. He don't need permission from nobody. And he's across the street watching the kids play, kind of just watching out for the school in his town. And, in the comments, a lot of people were commenting on it. And they're like, yeah, man, I'm a vet too. I'm gonna start doing this and that. Because it's scary, man. It's scary compared to back in the day where we were able to just fucking walk by ourselves to the corner store, as little kids, don't have to really worry about anything. And then nowadays, you don't know anybody's intentions anymore, man. And
Yeah,
it's sick,
I mean,
bro.
yeah, I mean, again, granted, I mean, I grew up in a very different kind of household than probably most people,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
again, yeah, I mean, we were allowed to go out and be out all night long, all day long like that.
yeah, dude.
And as long as we were home before it got dark, they didn't care. My birth mom didn't care. It was called,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it goes back down to is nowadays, I've seen so many videos where like a kid wanted to go down the street to his friend's house, like hell, it's called my son here. It's called when we lived up in the actual like the area where like the little kids were. My son was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna go to my friend's house. I'm like, like I felt nervous because I'm like,
Yeah,
and this is
dude.
like four houses. This is like four houses. This is four houses down. So I'm like,
Oh shit.
like I
It's
don't
like,
know
yeah,
how
let
I
me talk.
feel
Let me
about
talk to
that
the parents.
because
Put them on a phone.
exactly. I mean, yes, because again, it's not. And that's just the generation we're in. It's called, parents are afraid for their kids' sakes. They're called, and I mean, I live in a very more fortunate a place in the world where I live in a national park, so my kids don't have that necessarily fear.
Yeah. What we got here? What we got
So
here? Okay. Who's that? Karma, welcome back. I'm early. What he put? 2,000. So yeah, am I reading that correctly? I got like my screen far away, so it's hard for me to read that comment. Thousands, I guess. So yeah, I'm early. Welcome back, man. Appreciate you coming back. How's it going? We're talking about generations and comparing the generations between each other, and just having a general discussion on it. Feel free to chime in if you have any memories. If you want to share your what generation that you're in, feel free to. We can spark a conversation here, and we'll see where this goes. And we're just talking about, especially now, with schooling for our kids and how it used to be compared to back in the day, how we used to be able to walk out and go to friends' houses and with no problem. But nowadays, you got to know somebody's social security number before you let them go over your house. So it's like it's changed a lot, man, and it's crazy how it is today compared to back then. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have kids today of your own. So, Karma says like 2005. Okay, 2005. So you, my friend, are Gen Z, the ones that we're talking about. Are you sensitive? Huh? Are you sensitive? Oh shit! Yeah, we were just talking about that. So I think we're still kind of going on a rant right now about the Gen Z era as we speak here before we get to the Generation Alpha, which not too much because it's still pretty much kids, but we can definitely talk about the future and what it looks like and what it would hold. And we can definitely go over those characteristics too in a second here, which is pretty funny to be honest. I think I still have this here. Okay, so yeah, you're finishing up what you were saying, Sol.
No, yeah, I'm saying, or I think the point I want to mention is, again, just the little things like our childhood, ice cream trucks, it's called.
Oh my
You
god,
heard that
yeah,
music.
yep.
You hear that music going on.
Yo, I haven't even seen an ice
Whatever.
cream truck in like
And
years, bro.
no, because think about it, right? Now this generation, parents don't want their kids going up to a stranger getting ice cream or
I
getting this because
know.
now
Yep.
now you're now parents are afraid. Is there razor blades in the ice cream? Is there poison in the ice cream? And things like that.
Yep. So he likes
Those are
your mustache.
called so on that. thanks. What's it called? But it goes back to that thing where it's like, where does it end? Is it, at this point, it's called, let's say in 10 years, it's called when the next generation beta starts and generation alpha,
Yeah.
is older, and where does it end? Basically, like, when does it end? When Gen Z's kids are finally have kids and like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And we are at the point where kids are in bubbles because things are getting so bad. Like
Yeah. That's true, man. That is freaking true. But I mean, moving forward, we just got to teach these kids. I mean, everything's changing. There's nothing we can do about it with technology, the way people move throughout the world, jobs and stuff like that. It's everything's just changed. Technology is making, technically everything pretty much easier. A lot more people are going to be working from home. There might be more homeschooling for those kids, and to be honest, today's day you can make money pretty easy depending on what you're doing compared to back in the day. You really have to bust your ass, physically to go out there and make some bread. But nowadays you can pretty much work from home or work off your freaking smartphone here and become wealthy, which is pretty crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the characteristics of Generation Alpha, our kids. Logical, objective, and self-aware. So again, that's logical, objective, and self-aware. So that's going to be Generation Alpha, which is going to be about 8 years old. That goes until 2024 or something like that. I forget the years, but yeah, I think it ends at 2024 before it goes over to was it Generation Beta or something like that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on I guess our kids, man? How they're operating now as little people roaming this world and moving forward.
I mean, I think it's definitely insane to see our kids becoming little people. Anyway, we went back. We went back to the whole thing where the independent and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where I feel like independent is this generation is called. I
Yeah.
mean, my son is 6 and he does things himself. It's called. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to the most point.
Yeah. Yep. Same. Well, I think my son is 6 as well. 6. My daughter's 10. Fucking time flies every time I say that. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So moving forward, yeah. Well, we'll see what these kids do, and we can only do the best we can as parents to make sure we lead them into the right direction and kind of advance with the world and what's good. Because you have a lot of people, the older generation that's still trying to give that mindset of those characteristics of back in the day to the newer generation, and that doesn't seem to be working. And a lot of people are stuck in the past, of how things used to operate, and they're trying to apply that in today's market, in today's world, which is not really going to work out. So I can definitely see a problem there. But Yeah, man. These kids, bro. Wait till they 18, 21, and then that's a few years from now. But it'll be here before you know it, and we'll see at that time. Definitely, where we're at, where our technology's at. These jobs, and I think it's going to be a night and day difference from our millennial generation, in my opinion. I think it's going to be completely different. Moving forward. So with that being said, we do have, as we keep moving along here, starting off with the very first generation, as they titled it, greatest generation. I guess items or devices or things that were associated with that time. And it's cool. It's kind of a breakdown between all the generations or whatnot. I wish I could bring this up on screen for you guys. But the greatest generation, which was like the 1900s, early, they had the Oldsmobile Curved Dash. They had yo-yos and piano roll. Like, I guess actual sheet had like I guess the notes and shit on there. That's how old. Damn, but yo-yos since the early 1900s, bro. First generation. I remember playing with this shit back in the 90s. I used to love doing yo-yos and
See, that's
tricks and
see, that's interesting. That because again, I didn't realize that in the 1900s, that yo-yos was one of the big revolutionary items.
yeah, dude, a freaking string with something that spins at the end, bro, for that long. Insane. And then the old cars, the old cars that look like they have bike wheels and shit. um so yeah, those are the three, I guess, car, toy, and music device, as they have it listed here. um
Okay.
yeah, so also with the silent generation here, and as a matter of fact, let me see if I can, might as well try to at least just bring this up. It's not a video that we're playing. It's just this thing, of the video, but we're not going to play the video, so there shouldn't be any lag. I'm just going to bring this over here, and we're going to expand this so you guys can pretty much see what the hell I'm talking about. And we're going to share this screen right now. So, bam, here we are. Now we got a visual. Maybe that'll make it better. So, yeah, the silent generation, which is the next after the greatest. And right before we get into that, are you guys gonna stream on Twitch again? I used to watch you, Ra. Hey, what's up, man? I was like, I wonder who Karma is. I don't know. We'll see, dude. So we pretty much took a break from streaming. It's been a little bit, since the end of, I think, October, November last year. I got burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. I got burnt out, man. And I had to focus on myself and the business I was running and really get things back together. Because it was, I started streaming honestly because of COVID, when we were all stuck at home, nothing to do. And I think it was June or July that year, was it 2020, right? Yeah. That I really picked up streaming on
Yeah.
Twitch or whatnot. And yeah, kept it going, man, for like a year and some change. Then I was like, all right, I was burnt out. I was like almost, it was every week pretty much, a couple times. It went from like every day to just a couple times. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future, I would like to like revamp my channel, to see how that would go if I were to ever get back into it. But now that things are picking back up compared to when I first started on Twitch, I'm like way busy, man. Like today was kind of on the fence if we were going to stream or not. It was pretty great. Like do this podcast today. We were going to push it for tomorrow. I just been so busy throughout the weekend, including this coming weekend as well. I'm going to be super busy, and we won't be streaming the next podcast until the Tuesday. So it's going to be like kind of like a last minute get everything together thing. It's going to be about time travel, but we'll see, man. We'll try to talk about that. Obviously, I got the Discord. I'm not sure if you're still a part of it or whatnot. But my Discord that I use for Twitch, and you can pretty much just stay in tune there. But right now we're focused on the podcast. We're trying to get a couple videos out there. Eventually we're going to start marketing this on TikTok, certain clips, so we can try to build the audience. But we definitely do want to get a few videos under our belt, of different topics and stuff like that. So we have some content at least on our YouTube channel so that we can send out to, the masses, and, hopefully build a decent YouTube channel or following here, so we're really going to try to focus on that, which then at that point it can lead to our Twitch channels blowing up and people coming over from there as well. But I think in a few weeks we're gonna make up. So I might make a Twitch channel for the podcast, to be honest, and probably stream on all the platforms like I kept talking about, like on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or whatnot. To have that pretty much be streaming simultaneously for the podcast. So we might have a Twitch podcast as well. But we'll see. Maybe sometime down the road we'll get back into the gaming, man. Definitely. How about you, Sol?
Yeah, I mean, I think my issue is not without streaming is more internet based. What's it called? I am currently actually using my phone's hotspot to even come to you live right now. What's it called? So I do eventually want to come back to streaming because I obviously as much as I love streaming. What's it called? I think with Raw, the same thing. It's called. I want to see. Instead of building my brand, which is obviously Soul Ferret, I want to build this brand, the Untapped podcast. Again, this is a baby that me and Raw have talked about for
like
almost a year
bro.
and a half now.
Yeah, man.
Just like yeah, and we're finally doing it. So yeah, I want to see what we can do with this channel first.
Yep, pretty much, man. It's a new thing. It's cool. First time we're on YouTube. Obviously still have a lot to learn. We got like pretty much the software portion of it down. Super easy. Set up the software and just go live, and it does everything on YouTube for us, saves it and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so we're starting off small, man. This is the way everybody starts. You know what I'm saying? And we start to talk about some good topics, and we get used to being, back on air, live streaming. We could have done this pretty much off air, recorded our podcast, did all the editing, and then put it on YouTube. But for me personally, I got so used to the live streaming on Twitch and interacting with the audience, live in chat, that I thought it would be cool to actually interact live on YouTube as a podcast, which, I don't think a lot of podcasts do it live. Although there is, of course, but there's a lot that like to, do edits and cut out shit that they weren't supposed to say, or they messed up somewhere and all the cuts and splice. We just give it to you raw, bro. This is it. This is us right here. No filters. And where our goal is to reach 1,000 subs. We want to get those super chats up. You know what I'm saying? So however long it takes, it is what it is, man. We're going to try to be here every single week. Obviously it can fluctuate between every Monday to every Monday, which we have it scheduled for, or if it doesn't work out Monday, maybe a Tuesday, but it'll be one day throughout the week. As an example, next week it's going to be on Tuesday, because I work all day on Monday, starting at like 7 a.m. So, so that's pretty much it with that, man. So yeah, just hang tight. I appreciate you coming through the past couple of podcasts, episode 3. And we're going to jump right back into this so we can kind of keep this theme going here. Now you guys got a visual of the next generation, the silent generation. So they had the car, the toy, and the music device. They had a freaking Slinky, bro. Ford Model T and the radio. So this was between I don't know if you have it on your end here. I can go back, but what's this? This is the green. Oh, this is all the way in the beginning here. I'm not going to be able to read that. But early 1900s again, I would say, or maybe mid 1900s. So what do you think? So they got that Slinky there, man. That's just been around forever as well. Shit, let me bring this up here. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sol. What do you think about this gem?
Yeah, I mean, Slinky. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Slinky. It's called.
Still popular till today.
I can't ever see a Slinky. Yeah, I can't ever see a Slinky without thinking, was it Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
what was it called?
Toy Story, I think, with the little dog, little Slinky dog.
Slink. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was called. I mean, definitely, the Silent Generation gave us some pretty revolutionary stuff. Obviously, the Ford just pretty much made the automobile better.
Yeah.
Than what it was.
Yeah, from bike wheels to actual wheels.
I mean, yeah. I mean, radio. I mean, is the start of basically the technology.
Yeah, of communication, man, and the entertainment and that portion there. So that pretty much sums up that for the silent generation. And we are going to go to the baby boomers. Got a Ford Mustang, a Frisbee, and the actual record player. Damn, Frisbees, dude. He's still till today, bro. Has not gone away. Beaches, that's very popular. Record players, yeah, they're there, but they're not at the same time. People just usually have those as collectibles now. But yeah, and then the Ford Mustang. Crazy how technology advances. So what's your take on that, man? That Ford Mustang compared to the previous.
Like I said, it gets better every generation.
Yeah.
What was it called? With record player, as you said, it went away. I feel like it's slowly coming back in the sense of like it's because it's retro.
Yeah, retro, collectible. People want to hold on to their, their stuff.
Because they technically still make today's music in records.
Yeah, like the vinyls and stuff. Yeah, they like modern day shit. They still put it on there. They're definitely trying to keep it relevant.
Yeah. It's neat. I like it.
Yeah.
The Frisbee. Never got really big into Frisbees.
I wasn't huge into it. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't huge into it, but definitely played, at the beach or the lake or something like that.
Yeah, granted, I want to buy a Frisbee for my dog, but
yeah, that's another. Yeah, it's actually very popular for animals, dogs specifically. Mm-hmm. Yep, that is true. That is true. Okay, going into Gen X, car, toy, and music device. So the Holden Commodore, the Rubik's Cube, which is still popular. They got tournaments for that shit now. And the Walkman, bro. I remember the Walkman back in the day. Literally recording off of the radio. When a song would play in the radio, we would record it on these freaking tapes, man, to get the songs and stuff like that. Oh my God. Yeah, that's huge memories. And even leading into CD players, which was huge. Used to go like exercise and used to run outside with them. You have to be careful because he used to skip if it hit your side of your leg or whatnot. I used to burn CDs back in the day. I used to be a little entrepreneur and make some money on the side, selling to kids at school and stuff like that. I used to make my own beats. CD burning, for those of you that don't know. I know that's like, what the hell is CD burning? How do you burn a CD? Nowadays, you think people are literally putting that shit on fire when you say burn CDs. But back in the day, man, you used to have the CD put into the CD drive of your PC. You had software that you can throw music on, and then it'll literally burn music on a CD. It writes the music on a CD for you, and it'll pretty much work anywhere, man. The CD players, it was freaking awesome. You had any experiences with that? You ever messed with any of those back in the day?
Again, I think I don't know if it's a Walkman. I think it's more like
yeah.
But
Walkman, yep.
We had those those round CD players that you carry on you.
Mm-hmm.
And was it called? I remember having, I think, like Green Day music playing in the playing.
Yeah. Real quick, Fireboy, what's going on, man? He said, "Yo, it's Fireboy. Laugh my ass off. What's up, dude? You finally got a chance to stop by. Appreciate you stopping by, man. As you can see, we're talking about generations, potentially your generation. That's been driving us crazy. But yeah, welcome, man. What's up? But go ahead, Sol. Finish up. Oh yeah, okay. Can you hear me, Sol? Go ahead. I was like, he's talking right now. All right, yeah. So the Walkman, Rubik's Cube is next. So the Rubik's Cube, I've messed with that. I never was able to. I was never interested in trying to solve it. Tried a few times. Back in the day, they actually got tournaments for this, stuff like this. But I never solved one on my own. I just turned it a few times, and then that was pretty much it. You ever mess with this? What do you think? How's your skills?
I have actually have solid swim.
Yeah, I never took the time to do it. Turned it a few times. I gave up. That was me.
Yeah, what's it called? I found the little cheat. Is apparently, if you take the stickers off, you can just put them wherever you want.
Oh, so you're a hacker. They call those hackers. You know what I'm saying? Fireboy, hey, how have you guys been? We've been good, man. As you can see, we're here. We've been posting on Discord, trying to get this podcast going. You know what I'm saying? But same old thing. Things are picking up for me in the back end, and trying to definitely, do what we can to keep up with the podcast. How about you, Soul? He's asking how you guys been.
Pretty much the same. What's it called? Just busy with my work and then personal life and that kind of stuff. And now adding a podcast, I'm constantly doing homework and that kind of stuff. That, which has been fun because one, it keeps your mind fresh of like, hey, I'm going to learn this today, or this, like, for instance, last week our topic was aliens, and I'm not a big person when it comes to knowing about aliens. So it was definitely fun to learn and that kind of stuff. So So I mean, basically, me and Robin busy with work and personal life and learning with you guys. So
exactly, man. So the podcast is pretty much based around like generalities and just general topics. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it like that. We'll definitely retouch certain topics that we've touched before, with new knowledge and new information. And it'll be cool, man. I definitely want to talk to Ramius. We want to have a real estate, investment podcast where we can have Ramius as the third person, in here. We can interview him. He's been in the field and, pretty much learn like that. So things like that, it's not just going to be, only me and Soul every single podcast. We do want to bring people on. Candy's eventually going to be sitting here next to me whenever we can schedule that. Whenever she has a day off from work and she's able to sit here with us. What's up?
Then on that note, we're also going to have an episode where we talk about Native American culture.
Yeah, exactly.
With my wife.
Yep, exactly. So that's going to be awesome. So we're going to have more people involved, man. And, the more people, the better. It sparks more of a conversation, a longer conversation, different topics. And depending on the day and the amount of people we have, it might, be a little bit longer. So we'll see. For now, we're starting off with Mondays at this time and making it work with both of our schedules, so I got to go to work shortly and I got to do my thing in the back here. But yeah, Yasha bring me in, left my subject. Yeah, the Gen Z kid over here, we'll bring him in and get his thoughts. But no, it's cool, man. It's cool to see you in chat again. I mean, I know this isn't Twitch. I mean, we were just talking about this before with Karma. But yeah, if we can get some of the community back here to just have a conversation with us based on our topic or whatnot. As you can see, we're talking about generations again today. And yeah, man, it's cool to see you guys here. It's definitely cool to see you guys here. I haven't heard from Diz in a while either. I wonder what he's been up to. We got to hit him up. He probably doesn't even know we're live right now, or have been the past 2-3 weeks. But I'll hit him up, to get more people in here so we can grow slowly. I don't like Gen Z, but that's just my opinion. There you go. Yep. So we're on Gen X right now, and pretty much what was involved, like the cars, the type of toys, any of the devices. Like in this example, Walkmans. This was Gen X. And we're gonna keep moving forward from here, jumping into the next generation, which is us, millennials. Toyota Prius. Beyblades. Oh my god. And the iPod. I think I've only owned, I don't know. I had an iPod, but I think it's because it was given to me. I don't think I've ever bought an Apple product, to be honest, except for my business nowadays. But yeah, go ahead.
I've definitely had iPods. I bought one, I think when I was like 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
I was called, maybe I was called, and I had it for like a month, and I think it ended up getting stolen. So,
oh, somebody stole it.
Yeah.
Those
And then
damn thieves.
I've had iPhones in the past and that kind of stuff. So Prius.
Yeah, never. I mean, my grandparents
I
owned
didn't.
the Prius.
My parents owned a Prius. So what's it called? Beyblades. My son today has a Beyblades. Has
Yeah,
Beyblades. So.
it's still common today. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever.
See,
I mean,
but
I
see,
have, but I don't know. It's hard to remember.
But see, it amazes me that they use Beyblades for the millennial toys. When I think millennials, I think more what's it called? Tech decks.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you play with those?
The tech decks.
The little,
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
the little finger,
Yeah, the little finger
skateboards.
boards. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Those are funny as hell.
Oh yeah,
All
what's
these
it called?
little
I remember
things.
being in. I remember in 7th grade, and we would literally be next to the cafeteria, basically like playing against each other, like for each other's decks and stuff like that. So it was.
Oh
It
shit,
was fun.
that's funny, man. Yeah, all the little things. I'm trying to remember anything else that I possibly any little toy or something back in the day. I know it was yo-yos. I was huge on yo-yos for sure. Damn, I will have to see like pictures or the topic has to be brought up for me to spark that memory again. But there was a lot of shit, you know, back in the day. For sure. Fireboy, you're back with your actual Fireboy. I can't with you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so cars advancement, yeah, the Beyblades, iPods. Yeah. Okay. What do we got next here? Oh, look, Fireboy. This is you, man. Uh the Honda. Oh my god, S2000. Jeez. I mean, that was guess yeah, those were well, I guess yeah. I had a couple buddies who actually owned those and used to take it to the racetrack or whatever to race and
Okay.
you know after they souped up their cars and stuff like that. So Honda S2000 was pretty popular, you know, especially my time growing up. Smart speaker, uh, yeah, it's more now with the advancement of the technology and just everything smart in general.
Alexa and
Yeah, yeah, you know, so I
then
can agree with that.
Bakugan.
Yeah, so I don't think I've ever seen those before. Definitely a Gen Z thing for me. Have you ever encountered that?
See,
I not
I
me.
have
Okay.
not me personally.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? My son again. My son has Bakugans.
So what is it?
And
What is it? I've never seen this in person.
so they're basically little balls, as you can see, that you throw them at you throw them on the ground and they like open up and it's like this little like Android looking thing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So imagine like a transformer but a little ball.
A little ball. Okay. I got you. I got you. Fireboy says I don't like the Bakugans.
And
They're boring. Beyblades are better. Okay. Yeah. Byakugan
I
reminds me
think
of
Beyblades
fucking
are better.
Naruto. Hinata, that you? That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so that's interesting though. Of course, you know, Gen Z and Alpha will have these now. I'm more into the tech side of things, smart speakers and shit like that. We got our Google Home sitting over there.
Yeah.
Got them on our phones, you know, Siri and shit like that. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, so that's Gen Z. Look at Alpha, where they're gonna go. Tesla Cybertruck. This is the alphas. This is what the kids are gonna be growing up into. Fidget spinners, which have been out. Oh, my bad. Which have been out. There they are. And AirPods, yes. In the last few years. Yeah, so I can see, you know, this generation, the Cybertrucks are going to be coming out. Elon Musk is going to be doing his thing. Fidget spinners been out for how many years now? Oh my god.
At least 8.
They've been out for a while. So before alpha, I would say. So it's just leading into it. And then AirPods have also been out for quite a few years. So yeah, pretty much at this point, anything that comes out is just going to lead into the next gen. What do you think about that Tesla Cybertruck, man? I think it's my opinion. I like shit like that. I think it's unique. People might not like it the way it looks. I think it's pretty awesome. I wish I could get my hands on one. I think that I forget how much those trucks actually go for. But what do you think about it, man? That's our boy Elon, bro. That's our boy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely interesting. I mean, again, as this generation going with the technology, I'm all for it. I mean, I went from a car that the highest technology it honestly had when it was Bluetooth.
Yeah. Yep.
And now the minivan I have now, it's all like decked out in the technology. So it's definitely interesting to. And I remember it's just when the first time I actually like opening like certain things or doing certain things in the car, I was like, oh my god, this does like this does this.
Yeah,
being a little
dude.
schoolgirl. What's it called?
From the aux cord to the
But
CD players in the car, now to Bluetooth.
yeah.
Dude.
Well, it's funny. It's funny though. It's called. So when me and my wife first started dating and getting married and having a kid and stuff like that, we had a Hyundai Accent.
Okay.
So
what type of accent did it have?
It was 20. Yeah. What was it called? It was it was a 2013 Hyundai Accent, which was it called? And what was it called? Again, it had aux cord. Didn't have Bluetooth. It had what was it called? A CD player. So
CD player, yeah.
we would go to Target or Walmart. We'd go to Walmart and like buy like Disney CDs for my son when he was a baby.
Okay.
And things like that. And so we were looking for a new car recently. I was like, I told my family, like, as long as they have a CD player, I want it. And I was like, why do you want a CD player? I'm like, so we can listen to music, of course. Shit. And she's like, if I want a song, I'll just play on my phone on Bluetooth. I'm like,
yep,
you're right.
Yep, Bluetooth, man. That's the way it is. This is what we use on our car that we got now, bro. It's crazy. It connects. We put our phone on the holder to where it charges. For the business, I drive, long distances, and Bluetooth, bro. Take phone calls, everything, watch videos, movies, and all that. So it's been very convenient. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it, right? As a kid, who I have seen and heard about plenty of kids, getting in car accidents because of texting and driving and stuff like that. Where nowadays, and I talked about this last episode. Nowadays, we have cars that will read your text messages to you.
Yep, exactly.
And or phone calls, is called. You don't you don't even have to have your phone on. Like my mom, what's it called? She would always have her phone like in her shirt, like just like hanging like right here, and or like that. And so nowadays you don't even have to do that because it's all through the speakers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
remember the big Bluetooth headsets? Nice. We used to have people have the little speaker coming out here just to talk back in the day, bro.
Well, exactly. Well, I mean, even the headsets in general, the ones that are like this long and just like right here.
Yeah. Yep.
What was it called? Even those is called to go from those to obviously like earbuds or Galaxy earbud or Galaxy buds and like that.
Which I got. I have those, and I also have the Bose little earbuds too.
Yeah. I have the JBLs.
Okay.
But what's it called? But to go from those kind of things, like they're just getting smaller and smaller.
I know, dude.
It's interesting to see, phones in general. Like, in the 1950s, they had was called the rotary phones, whatever they're called.
Yep.
Then obviously in the 60s they finally introduced the dial pads.
Yeah, that's true. And just to touch on the
And,
rotary phones real quick too, they're still in style, guys. People collect them, to have them as collectibles and stuff too. But even for the type of business that I'm in, for my business, they're actually coming out with them again to incorporate it into like the photography business, where people can go up or the video, whatever. They can go up, pick up the phone, leave a message, they hang up, and then that message gets saved to like an SD card or something within the phone, to where you can share it. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, me personally, I never got to interact with rotary phones, so.
Oh, really? Damn.
No.
I did.
But
I made a couple
again,
phone
it's
calls from there.
interesting. Did you?
Yeah.
But it's interesting to go from, how 10 years can make a huge difference in phones.
Yeah.
And they're not, and it's not always a big change. It could be something very subtle. I think we're in that generation where phones are getting a little bit more subtle and subtle.
Sorry, I got to show off a little bit.
We get it.
Yeah.
See, well, there's a cool feature. There's a cool feature. If you just keep pressing it all the way back, it eventually becomes two phones.
Yeah. Well, if I keep bending it all the way back. I'm so done. I'm so done. But anyways, technology, man. Yeah.
So just think, right? The 2020 generation, or era, whatever.
Yeah.
You have folds. You have folds. You have flip phones. But obviously, today's flip phones are different than what the flip phones were back in like.
Oh hell yeah! Yep.
Now but it's interesting to see things progress. And when it comes to phones, where does it stop? Because I mean, think about it, right? 20 years ago, you having a little Nokia, which if someone told you, hey, in 20 years, you're going to have a phone that has two large screens that are basically like TV screens in your hands. You're going to look at it and go,
you wouldn't believe it, bro. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Yep.
So in 10 years, or even 10, 20 years, where do you go? Because obviously, just like the car companies, video game companies, phone companies, they always have to create the next big thing.
Bro, and speaking about video games, Unreal Engine 5, that leap to go into that engine and how games are going to be coming up in the next few years, it's going to be insane. Dude, it's going to be insane. We're going to live totally something different.
I was playing I was playing an Nintendo 64 game on my Switch not too long, or about a week ago, and I'm playing it. I'm like, these graphics look so horrible. I'm like, what?
But it meant everything to us back in the day, bro. Yeah.
Exactly. I remember being a kid and going, oh my god, these graphics are amazing.
Yeah. It's insane. So yeah, who knows? A couple years from now, like you're saying, maybe 5-10 years, especially getting into the metaverse, bro. How things are gonna change. It's good because we're at an age, knock on wood. I hope I can at least live till I'm like 70 or 80, God willing. But can you imagine within that time span? I'm 33 now. Give it 20 years, okay? Be 53 years old. Yeah. Still fairly young if you want to, put it like that. But that's a 20-year advancement in technology and the way our world is going. Can you imagine where we're going to be at in 20 years? Bro, I mean, we can only hope for an advancement in technology like that, but yeah.
But the thing is, but it's not just in the sense of technology. Yeah. It could also be in the sense of, people's work ethics. Because think about it, in 20 years, when technology advances, are people even going to have jobs anymore?
Exactly. It's going to change big time.
What's stopping companies from just building a robot?
Yeah. They're doing that now.
and working for you.
Yeah, they're doing that right now. Save money, bro. Get robots in, and that's it.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, as a person who cooked for 10 years, was it called in kitchens,
Mm-hmm.
to go from to go from cooking to where you, because again, I chose culinary as my career because I was like, okay, my parents always told us pick recessionary jobs, proof jobs. That
Mm-hmm.
way, if recession hits, well, everyone has to eat.
Yeah.
So I figured, you work in a restaurant, well, you always have a job
Until they
in
came out with the
one
robotic
shape or
arm.
another. So, but again, in 20 years, you're gonna go to a restaurant and go, hey, I want a medium well steak, which never get a medium well steak, always get medium rare. I will punch you if you don't.
Okay.
What's it called?
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry. Uh, what was it called? So let's say you get a medium rare steak. You're like, hey, dude, it's called. They would literally probably just have a robot thing standing right there, flipping your steak, temping it, and then as soon as it's ready,
That's it.
on a plate.
Bro, it is
You know,
insane, bro. Now, like in restaurants like that, you're gonna walk in, it's gonna be run by freaking robots, and the employees there are gonna be the tech guys, the people that can fix if something
yeah,
goes wrong. That's what's gonna be there.
yeah,
No people serving you
yeah.
shit, none of that other BS, bro. In 20 years, I see it happening. Way before that, even.
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Yep.
But it just goes back into but again, obviously we've talked technology for a bit. Even parenting. If today's generation is this sensitive, what's the generation gonna be in 20 years? You won't even be able to say hi without someone crying.
Oh man, yeah. I really hope it doesn't get like that, but the way it's looking, and we need to step up now. And I know there's podcasts out there that actually touch on this and are trying to make that change. And it's like, look, dude, this whole sensitive cancel culture BS. Come on, bro. This you can't advance like that. But yeah, I agree, man.
No,
Hopefully it's not
and
like that.
no, but it goes back down to our kids today can't even or don't doesn't our kids today don't even go to school and do that pledge of allegiance.
Yeah,
So,
that's
something
crazy.
that we did every
Mm-hmm.
morning,
Every morning.
in school, pledge of
Yep.
allegiance, it's called. And I understand, well, they have to, remove, what is it like, religion from school. I get it because obviously in things like to under God, like that.
Under
I
God.
get it.
Yep.
Yep, I get it. But God to me is such a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, right? It's not like they're going like to Allah or to Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
To God. Yeah, obviously, Christianity, Catholic, their God is just called God.
Yeah. Yep.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called? But obviously, let's say to a person who worships Buddha, let's say.
Yeah.
He's a god to them. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
so to me it's like like that's not a reason to get rid of something that's supposed to be a
Yeah.
national thing.
Yeah, we're catering to
It,
specific people's feelings on certain things, and it becomes a bigger issue. And we can get into that whole topic of how people are when it comes to certain categories and how they want things changed. You shouldn't call me this. I identify as this. That's a whole different thing. That's what's going on right now. It's freaking insanity. But yeah, I really hope that it doesn't get worse than what it already is in the next coming years, and this debate of whatever topic it might be settles down. We're freaking human beings. Let's keep it going. Let's make advancements in this world, and that's pretty much it, man. And that is pretty much it. It's 2:20 right now. I think we can do this last section, or here. And they're going to be going over. It should be very brief and quick. Doing this, it's going to be going over hairstyles for the different generations. So this is the first generation. What do you think? I definitely do believe. Yep, men had their shit combed like that to the side, possibly with suits all the time. Women had I guess their bob. I guess that's the way it was back in the day. What do you think? You think it was like that? Definitely for the man.
Oh, definitely. I would think that hairstyle was probably a large part of that genre. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Silent Generation, which is the second generation here. Men had little curly hair there. All right, women had their hair there.
So we're leaning more towards like the greaser kind of look. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think this is going towards the mid 1900s. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely still falls between mid as well. Men and women. The
Okay.
baby boomers.
Women's I can see.
Yeah, for sure.
But men, what were you guys thinking?
I don't know, man. There's always some type of freaking trend that people follow. Gen X. Hey, we got mullets.
The mullet.
Yep, and then women. Yep, yeah, definitely for Gen X. Okay. Oh, did I skip Gen X?
No.
Oh, okay, we're good. Oh, millennials. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, for me personally, I always, since the beginning of my life, always had like spiky hair, which I still technically do. It's just because of COVID. I constantly wore a hat. It's unfortunate you guys know me for wearing a hat all the time, which I never wore a hat. It's only because of COVID. But I usually had the spiky hair, which I think is going to be the next one here for the next gen or the next two gens you're going to see here. Let's see. There it is. This is pretty much my hair. Apparently I had Gen Z hair before Gen Z. But yeah. Then the Karen cuts. See that? They should have just put Karen in parentheses next to women if you had the haircut. What else do we have? Alpha. So these are the kiddos, which they don't really know how it is yet. But
no, but yeah,
I guess it can go off of.
But no, I can see it. I can.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have next here? Greatest Generation Idols. Okay,
Idols.
So yeah. All right, Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. Watson. Yep. Fitzgerald. All right. We're gonna forward a little bit. We're just gonna skim through this guy, so bear with us. Elvis. Marilyn Monroe. James Dean. Okay. That was that second gen. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, mama. Baby boomers.
Oh, mama.
Okay. Idols. Lennon. Yep. Mick Jagger and Bob Dylan. Okay. All right. Oh, no. I have a feeling Cardi B is going to be in here somewhere. Gen X, Michael Jackson. Trumps all.
Madonna.
And Kurt Cobain. Hey, yep, Gen X. Look at Michael just chilling there. Millennials, Beyonce. Oh, this is where it starts to get crazy. Jesus Christ. Beyonce, Justin Bieber, and Taylor Swift. Those are our idols, guys. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's see this one. God, please. Billy. Why? Oh no. And then Billy. Okay. And then
who the hell is Lisa?
I don't know who Lisa is. I don't. The only Lisa I know is Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Ryan Kaji. I don't know any of these people. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
I don't know any of these people.
Any kids want to chime in?
I know who Ryan is. Ryan is he's like that big kid who like does like those toys and stuff like that. He's a YouTuber.
Oh, is he?
Him and his family.
Okay. That's pretty funny. I literally didn't know any of these people.
It's interesting. But it's interesting, right? So you went from some of the biggest authors to some of the biggest musicians. And then slowly now it's influencers. It's
influencers, YouTubers now that are influencing the kids. What a change. All right, let's see here. Bam.
What's next?
Cartoons. Okay. I know all these cartoons. This was the first. There you go. Oh, of course they would have that. Felix the Cat. Holy shit. This is the first gen, bro. Wow. And it's crazy how we know this still till today, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, I always thought Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was Mickey Mouse.
Wait, say that again. That when you were a kid, what?
So when I was a kid, it was called. I always thought Oswald was Mickey Mouse, like back in the day.
Oh, yeah, and the similarity. Yeah, for sure. But definitely not. Okay, let's head to the next real quick. We got a few minutes left. Bam! Silent Generation. Dude, look at that. This is our shit back in the day. Oh my god. Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck. There you go. I watched it all, man. This is all growing up, guys. Jesus.
So very probably unpopular opinion. I hate Tom and Jerry.
Oh, you do? Why is that?
I don't know. I never cared for it. I always thought it was boring.
Tell us in HD right here, full blown, Mr. Soul. What's the? No, it was like no talking, but just yelling. Yeah, just him yelling.
Constantly. No, I didn't even mind that. It just to me, I was just like, what is the point of this show? Like, how is this amazing?
I mean, yeah. Now, like when I look back at it, I can honestly say that. But back then, I'm a fucking kid. It was just entertainment for me at that point. Oops. Okay. Here we go. So next, so definitely popular cartoons there that a lot of millennials and before know of. Oh, look what we're getting into here. The Flintstones, the Pink Panther, and Winnie the Pooh. Ooh. How does it go? So go ahead. Ooh, get some honey. the hard Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my sweet no.
There's some hard Winnie the Pooh shit coming out, guys. It's terrible. Baby boomers, but yeah, I think we've all seen.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all grew up with the Flintstones and Winnie the Pooh. Not necessarily the Pink Panther. I remember the Steve Carell movies. Pink Panther.
Yeah.
But I never saw the cartoons.
Yeah, I've seen the cartoons on all of these, bro. All of them. It is insane. And look what we got here. Especially Garfield and fucking Scooby-Doo. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's Gen X. I don't think I've seen this though. Doraemon.
Yeah, I never even heard of
that. Doesn't ring a bell for me. Definitely Scooby-Doo and Garfield though.
Garfield, absolutely.
Yeah. And millennials. Here we go. Sonic, SpongeBob, and The Simpsons. Yep, seen them all. Played a shit ton of Sonic. One of my favorite games back in the day, especially playing on I think it was Dreamcast or something like that.
So more hate towards Soul right now. I hate SpongeBob.
Okay, there you go. Explanation.
I find SpongeBob to be really annoying. Like not just SpongeBob, but like in general, like the cartoon, like it's just I don't enjoy it. And
okay.
I grew up like my kids love SpongeBob.
Yeah,
my son especially, and I just don't care for it.
Okay, there you go. I watched it all. I used to like watching SpongeBob. The Simpsons, I watched a lot. Sonic, played the games or whatnot.
Yeah,
for sure.
I used to watch SpongeBob like religiously, like every day.
Yeah. Yep. And here it is, Gen Z. I don't know what Adventure Time is. I don't know what Gumball is. I know Rick and Morty. But yeah, this is Gen Z. I guess this is what you guys be watching. I have nothing to say about that. And I'm sure it's going to get crazier. Alpha, I have no idea who any of these are. Wouldn't expect to, being that Generation Alpha is pretty much around 8 years old. And this is what our kids are watching. If you have kids, yes. And this is it. Looks like they got some more stuff here, but it's already 2:30. And I think we can probably have our final thoughts here on today's topic. And yeah, we can end this here, and then we'll have our next podcast next week on time travel. We'll do our research, try to get some videos for you guys too. If I can squeeze some of that in on Friday before my busy weekend. So yeah, so at the end of the day, what do you think, man? Moving forward from the way history was and the way technology was, how do you think within the next, we'll just end it here, the next 5, 10, 15 years is going to be? How's that going to look for us and our kids, man? What's your opinion on that? Can you hear me, Soul? Mr. Soul.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Okay, there you
go. Yeah, sorry. I think in about 20, 30 years, I mean, I think we're definitely going to be seeing a big change just in general. I mean, like we've been touching upon it off the episode where, I think we're going to see a whole different genre, not just, technology, but educational wise. I'm still hoping to this day that teachers and school systems finally start teaching kids real world stuff, such as how to do your taxes properly, how to do, but I think it doesn't matter. We're gonna constantly see change, and I'm waiting for the time where our phones are gonna be implanted in our brains.
There you go. And yeah, so I think technology, obviously, we all know is going to advance. It's going to be freaking crazy. 5, 10, even within 5 years, I think it's going to be dope with technology moving forward. And if you want to add more years on top of that, 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to be in a whole different era, man. It's going to be insane. But we need to start making changes now, especially what's going on in our world with kids and all that, and the crazy shit that's happening, which I don't want to get into. But yeah, guys, so I think we're gonna have a pretty bright future. Knock on wood, hopefully. A lot of things are going to change, and we hope you enjoyed this quick episode of our generation compared to the previous generations, and moving forward, what to expect. So it's good to have these conversations, so we can all have an idea of what it could possibly be, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And then that's pretty much it, guys. So next week, Tuesday, I guess around I think we lost Soul there. Next Tuesday, possibly around 1 p.m., same time today, we're gonna go ahead and have our 4th episode, which is time travel. All right, I love me some time travel. I know a lot of people like it too. Just like we had the alien one, a lot of people like that one. Right after that conversation I had, or that podcast rather, that we had discussing aliens and life and all that, people were hitting me up on it, especially my pops hit me up and put me on some stuff to watch and to even get even more information on it. So we're definitely going to touch back on the UFO and all that stuff moving forward on future episode. Yeah, looks like we lost Soul altogether here, and the service is not so good. But guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Whether you're watching it live or after it's over, and it's listed on YouTube. Soul, welcome back. I say you did. Let me get you in here. Okay, we lost you there for a second, man. You good? You back? Just doing the closing or final thoughts here, pretty much. And yeah, you're pretty
technical difficulties.
Yeah, you're laggy right now on my end, but it's all good. We're ending the show here, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. This is a new channel. We're slowly growing it, and every subscription helps. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions. Don't forget to like. That helps with the YouTube algorithm and also hit that little bell button so you guys can know 30 minutes before we go live on whatever day it is, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But typically, regardless of the day, it should be around maybe the 1 p.m. EST time. But again, once you hit that bell, you guys will know. You can jump in our Discord or whatnot if you're not already a part of it. But yeah, each subscription helps. So all right, Soul, this is it, man. Until next week, I'm gonna try to prep for our next episode starting Friday to have something available for Tuesday. And yeah, anything else, Soul?
No,
If
it's
you,
called
if you,
basically the same. Can you hear me?
yep, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, just making sure. So basically just the same. Prepping. It's been a fun episode. So obviously this episode was a little bit more relaxed and laid back. Obviously next week we're talking about time travel, so it'll be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun to do. Was it called? Yeah, I mean, just live your best life and live your life untapped.
There you go, baby. Live your life on tap. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's pretty early. It is Memorial Day, so go grill, go have fun, go eat, and we will see you next week, everybody. Peace out. Peace.